here are your homework answers here. This takes you through. I'm only giving, so as you go through, you need to look at these, take your time, and look at where I'm getting these from. This is only the odds you can find in the back of your book. In 64, it said 1% had antibodies and 99% did not have antibodies. And then you look at the table for the rest of those four numbers. Remember, in a tree diagram, you have to multiply the numbers together to get the last number here. So you multiply these two together, multiply these two together, that's how you get the last number. B asked how many people had a positive test, so I just added the two positive test numbers together. Those are the two I circled. And then C, it asked, given that there was a positive test, so that means our denominator is just the positive tests, how many had the antibodies. So that means this over the denominator. Okay. 66, there's 445 total people. The first question is 110 over 445. The second one is 198 over 445. Then we're just talking about the medicine field, so there's only 144 in that one. So United States is 82 out of the 144. And the last one, we're just talking about the United States, there's 198 people there, so it's 82 out of 198. Then E asks you to change those to percentages. Okay. 68, we're talking about the deck of cards. There's 13 cards in the deck, so a chance of getting a jack is 1 out of 13. After you take a jack out, there's only 12 cards in the deck for B, so the chance of getting a 5 is 1 out of 12. And C, the chance of getting a jack and a 5, well, first getting a jack is 1 out of 13, and then once that card's gone, it's 1 out of 12 of getting a 5. So you multiply those together to get that probability. The chance of getting 2 high cards, well, you see that the 8 of the cards are classified as high and 5 are low. So the first time you reach in, you have an 8 out of 13 chance. Once you take that card out, now you have a 7 out of 12 chance of getting a high card. So you multiply those together, and that's your chance of getting 2 high cards. That's 0.359. In 74, we were looking for a candidate's votes. 40% are white, 40% are black, 20% are Hispanic. Of the 40% that are white, he gets 30% of their vote. Of the 40% black, he gets 90% of their vote. Of the 20% Hispanic, he gets 50% of their vote. And we make a table of whether he gets their vote or not. So whites that vote for him is 12%, whites that don't vote is 28%, blacks that vote for him is 36%, blacks that don't vote for him is 4%, Hispanics that vote for him is 10%, and Hispanics that don't vote for him is 10%. That adds up to 100% of the population. So the votes that he'll get is 12%, and that's the whites, 36% is the blacks, and 10% is the Hispanic. That adds up to 58% of the vote, and that is your even questions on the homework.